Hello, how come the three of us are on together? Wow, lovely. I don't have to do any more knocking. We only have one more left. Just leave him out. Oh no.
Just leave him out. Don't care.
So
Don't care about him yet.
horrible. We are so horrible. He will feel so sad.
Sorry, logistics fail. Next time we'll do better.
It's a new fresh start, ma. Right? You never know.
Anyway, we still can.
Oh yeah, correct. I keep forgetting. Disaster. Hi, Douglas. How are you today? How do you feel about entering the chamber of the Sotong all by yourself today?
What was a party that was going on that I didn't know about?
Precisely. So he's the most Sotong of all the Sotong. Guang, guang, guang. Okay, so anyway, for those of you guys who are here with us, welcome to Ouch My Money. As you can tell, if you're talking about Sotong, then you will know what we are going to be talking a little bit about today, or rather where we are drawing our inspiration from, is the Sotong game that is very, 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 very viral now on Netflix. If you have not watched the show, no, it is not about catching sotong in the water. Okay, you can go and read out the synopsis. It's basically, or should I go through the synopsis?
No. Why?
No.
Hey Douglas, when you put your laptop, it's not very clear. Oh, I can hear myself.
Yes. I can also hear myself.
Is there still an echo?
Hello. Don't have now.
Okay.
Don't have
So it's Douglas.
And Douglas, your mic need to go closer to your mouth.
Should go closer to my mouth.
Yeah.
It's very far. Not in your mouth. I said in your mouth. I said closer.
So he's going to embed it inside his throat here.
Yeah. No, you can put at your collar or whatever. Just now he was too far down.
That's what I meant by I think his voice very far away.
Yeah. No, you see, no, it's not catching your voice. It's in and out.
In and out.
Okay, carry on. Let me fix this.
Let us carry on about the. Okay, so basically, Sotong Game is the Squid Game for those of you all who don't know. And for those of the viewers who are with us today, if you have watched it, you can put it in the comment below how you feel about it. But today we are going to talk about not really about the show itself, but rather what comes up for us during the show. At least that's how we're going to start today's topic, right? What is that horrible noise? Is it Douglas?
Hear me?
Okay, anyway.
Yes, I can hear you, but there's a lot of...
Yeah, that's better.
Okay.
Is there a lot of noise?
Yes, what are you doing?
I'm not doing anything. Look.
It sounds like you're swimming in the water. You're really like a sotong swimming. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway,
okay.
yeah.
Yes.
Is there
So we were actually talking about, starting with why did we watch this show in the first place? How did we come around to watching this show?
You watched the show, Denise.
So we are going to start from there. How I started watching the show was...
You watched the show, Denise?
Because it was trending, right? Then I got severe FOMO. So I have resisted watching it for about a week, which is of course a long time for me, right? Yeah, because for me, but a very long time already. Okay, let me make my hair nice, okay. So after that, I told my husband about the Squid Game, and it keeps on showing on Netflix, like very popular now, that kind of, So after that, my husband started watching it, and then he watched it one day when I wasn't around. So when I came in, it was maybe episode 3 or 4. Then I was like, "What are you watching?" He was, "I'm watching Squid Game." I'm like, "Oh my god, that sadistic show! Are you crazy?" Then he was like, "Oh, actually, no, the story is quite nice. The story behind the people and all that." I'm like, "Sure not." So I watched it, and I was like, "Oh my god!" So I don't know. It got me hooked. It got me hooked not because the story was so good, but I was so sad. I was hooked because I
So
was so
do you
sad.
start? Wait. Pause. Did you start at episode 3 then?
Yeah. I started. I didn't start at the
So
beginning.
you didn't watch the first 2 episodes.
I didn't. So I had to keep pestering him like, oh, so how come this guy is here? How come what's going on? Like that.
You haven't gone back to watch first and the second episode yet.
I don't want. It makes me so okay. The reason why I didn't want to watch it in the
Oh.
first place, even though everybody was talking about on social media, right? And
The
my friends
first 2
also
episodes
talking
are very
about it.
important. Are very important in setting a lot of context.
It
but
makes
then
me
you-
sad, this kind of shows. Because it's like, why do you have to put humans in this kind of like situations, right? And
Okay,
But it's
Denise, before you go any further, maybe let me give you some. Should I tell her what I felt about the first 2 episodes?
No, wait. We're supposed to talk about why we watched the show first. She hasn't
Oh,
finished.
okay.
You interrupted her.
Yeah, she didn't watch
Okay,
the
so
show, so I'm gonna
basically-
tell her my.
so
Okay.
no, so I finished the show. Yes, from then on I finished the show because I was so hooked onto the horribleness of it all. It's like something so horrible that you have no choice but to watch it.
what nonsense?
You know, it's like those kind of show where you're like, no, they open your eyes, no. That kind.
Ayo.
Yeah. It wasn't a very pleasant experience.
Wait, Rachel, why do you watch it? Why do you watch
Okay,
it?
so I also, similar to Denise, I also resisted watching it because I have a standing rule of not watching Korean shows because I find that I was afraid that if I started watching it, I would get hooked on all the Korean drama and a lot of drama and stuff. But what caused me to start watching is because on social media, people started to talk about that triangle, circle, and square. Then I was like, what is that? What the hell is that? And then people just post it and don't talk about it. Then I was like, where is everybody getting that from? And I was so intrigued. Then I finally realized, it's from this particular show. Yeah. And then that thing. I was like, okay, lor. Then finally, one fine day, I decided to watch it, and I finished it in one weekend. Yeah, but it was okay lah. I learned a lot from it, so yeah, that's why I started watching.
Okay. Junho, why do you watch it?
Well, it's a very long story.
Make it
Keep it
short.
short.
Summarize.
You know, there's another show on it. It's called Alice in Borderland.
Oh,
This
yes, that was
is on
disgusting
Netflix.
show.
It's a Japanese show on Netflix as well. It's called
Gross.
Alice in Borderland. I think it came out last year, but I watched it a little bit later, and I actually like Alice in Borderland a lot. I thought the games was very intriguing and it's very challenging. So when I first saw Netflix, indicating that a new show is coming this year called Squid Game, I watched a trailer and I said, "Oh, this is a game. People put in the games and all that stuff." So I thought I would watch it. So I put a reminder there set to watch it. So I thought it's similar to Alice in Borderland. So when the show came, I actually watched it. The first episode was so slow. I mean, they have to build a context and to tell the story. And I was like, it was so slow. I waited and waited. Alice in Borderland, in the first 15 minutes, they got into the game already. This one, I waited like 40 minutes and they haven't got into the game. It's just like last 20 minutes before they got into the game. I was like,
You
so
mean
cheated.
the first 15 minutes got blood already, right? The Alice in Borderland.
No blood yet. They got into the game, but no blood yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, so 40 minutes later, you feel cheated.
So cheated, no? So I fast forward a little bit to try to see where the game started. Why so late? When later I say, okay, I'll continue to watch it. And then I went to the second episode. The second episode was damn depressing for me. I about 2/3 into the second episode, I almost want to stop watching. I'm not watching this show anymore. It's too depressing to watch. They haven't even got into the other games. So it's so depressing already. Because the real world was more depressing than the game. The game is cruel, but the real world was depressing. It was so depressing. And I was like, I'm not going to watch them in the real world being so depressed. But
So
at the
what made
end,
you keep watching?
because the last 5 minutes, the person changed my mind.
Which person?
Something he
Number
did.
什么?
Huh?
Number 几号? Number 几号? What number? Which
What
number
six?
did you bet on?
4, 5, 6. Not
4,
7,
5.
8, 9. Not 1, 2, 3. Not 7, 8, 9. But 4, 5, 6.
Wait, 456. Wait, I'm a bit confused. 456 is the guy who survived. The good guy or the bad guy? There are two friends.
There's no
right?
good
The
guy.
one-
There's no bad guy in the show.
They're
The
just-
worst
no
guy
good
or
guy in
the
the-
bad guys?
No,
The
That's
last
why
man
the-
standing.
there's no
The
Oh,
last
yeah,
man
okay.
standing.
Okay.
So anyway, 4, 5, 6. did you notice that the 456 is similar to it's so as just okay, yeah, because of it's 10 million whatever one. So anyway, yeah, so the last 5 minutes he changed my mind. He changed my mind. I said, I'll watch it because of something he did. So that's when I watch it. And then I continue watching to finish the show. But I have to say, it's quite interesting show. It's different from Alice in Borderland. The premise is totally different. Alice in Borderland, people are thrown into the game and they were just playing the game. They are being challenged and they are finding a way out. But this is not being challenged to find a way out. This is different. These people chose to be in the game. They chose in the game and they aren't finding a way out. They're trying to survive for something to bring out the game. So it's totally different. And the Squid Game is more disturbing anyway.
No,
yeah,
wait.
so anyway.
So you say that 456 the one who changed your mind to keep you continue watching. What did he do?
That's why you must watch the first 2 episodes.
Yeah, that's what you must watch.
And I think it's really unlikely I'm going to go back and watch it this few
Actually,
days,
it's watchable after you watch the
I'm not
entire
saying it's
season.
not watchable. It is because I finished it.
No,
I
but so
didn't
you
want to, but I finished it.
can still watch the first 2 episodes and you will see it differently after having watched
Yes.
the entire show.
Yeah, I'm thinking of going back to rewatch the whole thing because it's from a completely different context.
Okay,
Yeah.
because I don't care about spoilers, but because we already told our viewers that we will share why we want to watch the show, so you must share what. You can't just say,
Share what? Share the show.
share why you want to watch the show.
That 5 minutes she's talking about.
last
That
5
5
minutes.
I don't care about spoilers. Okay, but anyway, for those of you guys who haven't watched the Squid Game yet, if you are planning to watch it and you don't want spoilers, then you just go out and come back in 2 minutes later. Okay.
Okay.
Or
Okay, you want to know?
If you haven't
But-
watched
but-
the show and you want to watch the show, if you haven't watched the show and you want to watch the show, we will suggest you leave. You don't watch us this evening.
Actually, no, like before I watch the show, I don't care about spoilers, man. I really don't. So some people may not care also. So if you care
But
about
anyway,
spoilers,
if you want to know,
yes.
the guy demonstrated he has principle
Mm,
in the last 5 minutes.
of episode 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Regardless of whatever he was doing earlier, I actually didn't like him in the first episode. This good for nothing person did all this, steal money from his mother. Daddy. I didn't like him. Then after that, he was so depressing in the second episode. Then after that, then he did that. He did something that showed that his principle. I said, okay, I'm going to see what's going on.
So this is the part where I keep blaming Douglas for spoiling the show, spoiling movies for me because he shared about the storyline, about I forgot what the terminology.
Hey, wait a minute. What other shows have I spoiled for you?
No, it's like I keep thinking, so the hero being the hero must have gone through a bad patch before they can come up and be the hero. So it's that storyline kind of thing.
Hero journey.
That's like, yeah, so
But then again, in the Squid Game, I mean, there's ups and downs for everybody. Okay, and there's some things that they did that sometimes, to me, it challenges. I mean, it puts us in the. I mean, when we are watching, it puts us in a position thinking that if we are in their position, what would we have done?
Hey, how come nobody's asking me why I watched the show?
why you watch the show?
Because
Yeah,
of
why you
Chun-
watch the show? Yeah, because I asked him to.
actually, I was very tired. I was very tired one day, and then and Chuno suggested I go and watch some shows, and I don't have a habit of watching shows because I think that a bloody waste of time. Okay, to have to especially foreign language shows where you cannot watch without having focus to read the subtitles. And actually Chunho said that this Squid Game, the first episode is damn slow. So it actually turned me off. when everybody else was talking about it, it turned me off. Then last weekend we had a training program. And our my two good friends were at my place with me. We were running a program, And at the end of the program, I think we were so tired. And then we were having dinner, and I think the two of them started watching the show, and I was there. Lay blame. I
Blame,
was
blame.
I was there, and so since I'm so tired, I don't do anything else. So just see what's happening lah. So I watched the first episode, watched the second episode, then I didn't want to do anything else for the rest of the evening because I was brain dead. So I did that mindless thing and watched the rest of the series
All in one night.
all in one night. Because it's only nine
Wow.
episodes. It's only 9 episodes, and not all the episodes are an hour each. So it's less than 9 hours.
Yeah.
Okay,
No,
so
it's
after
okay.
after we finished our program, it was like 5-6 o'clock, and I also fast forwarded. So I resisted watching simply because everybody was watching it, and then Mr. Individualistic, right? Because everybody else was watching it, I didn't
I
want to watch.
shan't.
Yeah, so I was tricked into watching it.
Oh, it sounds like
No,
me.
nobody
It's just like
tricked
my two
you.
friends like my husband. Just kena
Oh,
tornado
blame
inside
it.
the show.
No, Douglas, you weren't tricked. You were just there and you didn't walk
Yeah,
away.
yeah.
You could have walked away.
I wasn't tricked. I was tempted into watching it.
Yeah, so was I. It's just that our story sounds a little bit similar. Just that the what are these people called? The temptresses are different
Yeah,
people.
yeah. The temptress.
The tempters.
Okay. Anyway.
Interesting.
Okay. So after so given that all of us in one way or another resisted watching the show, and here we are.
Still end up watching it. What the hell?
Not only did we end up watching, here we are, and we're talking about the show.
It just shows that
Oh.
actually the Squid Game is a success, lah. Basically, there's a reason why everybody is talking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, by the way, let's have a disclaimer first. By the way, we are not endorsing the show. We are not paid by Netflix to promote the show, and
And
we are
we
paid by
were.
Netflix to promote even Alice in Borderland, whatever. We are not. None of us are Netflix employee, but I have to declare I do own Netflix shares. Okay, bye.
I don't think I do. So I have no vested interest at all. So anyway, yes, we end up watching it. We end up finishing the series. So it shows that it is a very successful show, actually.
Mm. So
Okay,
why?
so-
Okay. Let's. I got two questions. The first question is, why do you think other people are watching the show? Okay, and the second question is, after each of us have watched the show, what came out of it for us?
Okay, let's tackle the first question first because I forgot the second question already.
Okay, let's put it in the comments.
The second question is what we learn.
Okay, first question is what again?
The first question is why do you think other people are watching the show?
Yeah.
Because I mean, okay, never mind. You guys talk first.
Suddenly it's you guys talking.
They
For
already
me,
mentioned it,
I
one.
want to go and put comments. Wait, and
Go
we should
lah.
put comments, right? Is it like we should change the one at the bottom?
What thing at the bottom? I don't know what you're talking
Oh, the
title.
banner.
Yeah.
Okay, change
or we
to-
need to put it in the comments. The Douglas's question now. What was the first question again? You see, I forget disaster. I
Why
only can remember the
Oh,
last.
yeah.
To watch the show. Why do you
Oh,
think?
what do you think? I can't remember the second one. What did I learn? Okay.
Yeah.
Or what came up for me? What do you think other people keep watching the Squid Game?
Well, Denise watched the Squid Game because her husband is watching it, and Rachel
No
was
lah,
because
that one is
everybody
a
else is talking
$10
about it.
statement lah. No, it's a $10 statement. Why do other people watch it? So if we are supposed to say from our point of view, right? Why do I think other people watch it? I have friends who openly disclaim. Okay, so I'll go first now. I will have friends who openly disclaim on Instagram that they are watching it because it is so sadistic and so sick, and they like this kind of sick perverted shows. And I was like, what the is wrong with you?
You-
Wait, they're watching it because it was so sadistic.
It was sick and perverted and like
And
it
that's
twists
why
the
they were
human
watching it.
nature.
And
And
that's
that's why they're watching it, yes.
Okay.
It's like why they watch Saw that kind of, because there's a lot of blood, there's a lot of like pitting humans against each other. These are the people. I think these are the people we should watch out for. Given like enough power and money, they will be the ones that sell out these kind of games, right? That's what I feel lah. So by monitoring what they are watching on Netflix, also we can find out maybe some potential psychopaths. Okay, so anyway, that one aside, that was one definite reason that I know some of my friends are watching it because of that. The second one I have heard is because they are just like so curious what is going to happen to the people in the show lah. Like
Mm.
like they're just like some is watching, like the perverted ones are watching to see how they pit how the humans pit against each other and how they die, you know. Then some is like, oh, I want to know what happens to number whatever, or like what happens, that kind of thing. So that was why. That's what I think other people watch it. Or rather, yeah. I've heard that. Yeah. UK. That's my
Okay.
I can go. I think why other people are watching is because first it's about money, and it's very interesting because even when I'm watching, right, they are talking in terms of Korean won. I keep taking out my converter and convert. How much is that in Sing dollar? How much is that? My mind cannot do the mental arithmetic, so I take out calculate. Oh, okay. Like that only 10,000. Okay, so it's not a lot. Like that only. Oh, billion is how much? So I keep calculating. So
So
I think
how much is the total pot? How much is that in Sing dollars?
I don't
That's a lot.
know.
It's,
what was the
45.
amount in the end? I don't remember. Was
it's
it
still
46
in,
billion?
it's still million. It's in
Right?
40 something. Huh?
46 billion, right?
Billion. It
Billion.
was
Billion,
billion, not
is it?
million. Billion.
Not,
billion
46
what?
billion.
no, it's
Billion.
billion won, but you
Billion
Yes.
convert
won.
Sing dollar, it's in millions. It's several tens of 46, is
But to
it?
be honest, even if $10,000, right, people who are living on the streets, nothing to eat, are behind on their rent and things like that, even $1,000 is a lot. We don't talk about $10,000. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
46 billion is around 52 million Sing.
Mm. Okay.
So
Yeah.
anyway, yes, Rachel, continue.
Yeah. So
Yes.
so it's about money. And secondly, I think people are watching is actually it's because it's very close to home. As in like it's about greed, it's about money, it's about how people react in situations where it's a very direct reaction to money. It's a very there's an action and there's a reaction. So a very very focused goal on getting that money, and their reaction shows that. So yeah, that's what I think lah.
Mm. Okay.
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 So Douglas, what do
Junho,
you what?
Junho first.
I have to say, Netflix is a very good job, or actually the Korean did a very good job.
Stop selling Netflix.
Aren't you glad you bought their
No,
shares?
listen, they did a very good job in setting up in promoting the show to get people to want to watch it, because you have to have somebody watching it in order to have a word of mouth to get other people to watch it. So what they did in the trailer, they actually showcase they didn't showcase the game, they didn't showcase the more things that's related to the real world. What they show was that the maze, the very colorful maze that they walk up and down on, it's
Yeah,
almost like those kind of
the
puzzle thing.
staircase.
The staircase, they show a bit here, then they show that door, that door, the big standing door,
Door, yes.
yeah, the creepy
Yeah,
door. Then they
the
show
door that
things
I
here,
like.
and then they show part of it that is very colorful and big. So you're like, wow, they're all going to this game, they're going to play all this game. Then you have this idea, it's similar to Alice in Borderland, but no, on a different premise. Then you think about the escape room kind of show kind of thing. So it's like, and then it's colorful, so it's tempting to watch it. So it's a matter of then after you watched it, what's the reason why people will get other people to watch it or tell their friends that it's good or the rating is good so that more people will watch it, is because I think that there's an element where as people watch it, they can relate to it. For each of us, we can relate to what's happening to them in some manner. So it is not like, at least in Borderlands, it's a little bit more foreign because they are placed into the game and they're being challenged in certain ways. But in the Squid Game, people are placed in the circumstances where they are being forced to make choices, uh, and and it kind of reflects sometimes in our life we are put in situations where we have to make certain choices, and it is tough, and then people will think about it and how it felt, um, reflects their life basically. So that's the reason why people started talking about it, and then I think that's the reason why it got other people to watch it as well. But I did have a friend that just on the add on for myself. I think I also read one of my friends' Facebook comment, that he said he watched the first show, watched the first episode and said it's so violent, it's so violent. How can people do this? How can people just let other people slap them just for the money? Just stand there and let people slap to get money. I actually fast forward that first episode a bit, so I didn't see the slapping part. So I was like, what's he talking
Because
about?
people are desperate.
Yeah, so I went back and watched that part. So yeah, so some people can't even understand that part, but I was watching it, and because they are desperate, they are in that situation. But he came from a point of view that he was disgusted that people want to do that, and he didn't like the violence of somebody else slapping another person, so he stopped. But a lot of other people that was posting on his wartime, you need to continue watching it. You need to continue watching it.
Okay, so the reason why he continued watching was because other people told him that he needs to continue watching it.
Yeah, a lot of them told
Okay.
them.
Okay. But I would say they did a pretty good job lah. Because yeah, you can get people to watch the first episode, but how you get people to continue is another issue.
Yeah,
You get what I mean? Yeah. So
yeah.
okay, Douglas. So why do you think other people watch it?
Rachel is gonna hate me because okay,
Let me roll eye first.
Rude.
I know there's a formula to it, and in the same way, I feel okay. Two things. First thing I want to say is I agree with to some extent with Denise that there is a segment, there's a group of people who have a inner sadistic part that feeds on this drama. There is a group of people who gets the thrill, and that's why you have your 50 Shades and all that. Okay, but the second thing really okay for the same reason that Rachel said earlier, that because there is a formula to it, there's a framework that works. There's a storytelling framework that works. Okay, which we taught you guys. Okay, and that framework was very very well executed. Okay, and because so the character 456, okay, is the unlikely hero, the underdog. Okay, and in the first two episodes, okay, in the same way that they created for Chunho, they made him a likable character, even though he started being a crook.
Douchebag.
Yeah, so a douchebag. Yeah. Okay, and there is something about when you have a character that you like immediately versus a character that you hate and then that develops into a like. Okay, the second formula works a lot better
It's a
because
love-hate relationship.
yeah, then you start rooting for that person, and then the next element that they put in was the element of hope. Okay, because they started liking him, they wanted to see him get through, and for me I was yeah, so because I look at the framework, okay, I was looking at all the elements. Okay, so you have the unlikely hero, and then you have his friend who was supposed to be the star who turned out
He was
otherwise.
supposed to be
So
the
they got all
leader,
these elements.
right?
Yeah, so they got all these elements, and then of course they've got that tattooed guy who
The
was
Tentacle is
a
the
little
obvious
bit
bad
of
guy.
yeah.
No,
So
the,
so
the, the snake head. He has snake here on his head. We call him the snake head.
Okay, I have a lot to say about the stupid snake head, but okay, Douglas, you finish first.
okay, so anyway, yeah, so I think it was a formula that was very very well executed with all the right elements to get people emotionally involved, and people are hopeful. People want to see the unlikely hero, the underdog triumph. Okay, and I believe okay that was what kept people coming back. Okay, because episode after episode it was about who's going to
Just
win
people
and who's
dying.
to win. Yeah.
Okay, audience, viewers, whatever you're watching this, please, after hearing
Whatever.
this, just put it aside. Don't think about it. Don't next time watch any show, don't think about this because it's going to spoil your show. Please, okay.
But it comes out so automatically
Oh my
Seriously,
god.
after learning that.
yeah. But anyway, it is no difference from Game of Thrones. I don't know how many of you watch Game of Thrones, but once you watch
No.
Game of Thrones is actually a show about the underdog. So there will be certain people, the underdog that you rooted for, and you stay
Yeah,
with them one.
So the thing is, don't get caught. Don't get
Yeah.
caught. Don't get caught in it. Denise, where do you go?
When you talk
Come
about
back,
Game
come
of Thrones, I must close the camera like yeah. It's too much blood already, like that one. The reason why I never watch is because too much blood really.
Okay, so that's why we think other people watch the show.
Oh, so
Um,
basically summarized in two
very well
types of people, right? Two types of people emotionally involved is either you want to see how they die or you want to see how they live. Right?
Yeah,
Because
that's
for
true,
food is
that's
how
true.
they live. What? Then the pervert people, I mean the people who whatever lah. I cannot find
Oh,
any nice way of putting
I
it.
know, no. So the pervert people are like, where is this snakehead gonna die? Where is
Yeah,
he gonna
yeah,
die?
Okay, but honestly, the snakehead it's a very obvious. I don't know what's the term for it. I forgot already, Douglas. But it's a very obvious bad guy. You get what I mean? He's very.
yeah.
He's
He's the
cowardly. He's those kind that were like what talk very loudly but cowardly, no brains, and then like useless
Correct.
piece of shit, right?
But
at
he's the
least
one that creates
upfront.
drama. Without him, there'll be less drama.
Correct,
So they need him.
But I prefer him because he's upfront about his horribleness. Like one look, you can tell he's horrible. You know what I mean? Then the other one, the 456 friend, I don't even know what's his stupid number anymore. He was so nice with the Pakistani guy and everything, and then with the this is a spoiler by the
yeah.
way. And then the horrible game, he switched it for stones, and then I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you, man?
These actually are the real world people out there in the corporate world.
Precisely, and I
That's
These
the
are the-
survival
agree.
instinct.
This character is called the shapeshifter. In the framework, it's called the shapeshifter.
Yeah.
So when he did that, right? I was actually thinking, is he doing it for the money for himself, to get the money for himself, or to get the money for his mom? So it was very.
No, it doesn't matter his intention because he was very good at selling it, right? To the guy, he was like, "Oh no, we must survive together because you got family. Also, we must protect our family." P lah. And then after that, and then after that, when the Pakistani guy come back, right? And then he like, like he came and where is the guy? I was like, shit, he tricked him. And then people didn't know, right? People didn't know how he survived the game. So people also didn't know that he won it by trickery. Maybe they thought by like luck. And
Well,
then the great review was on the glass bridge, right? Then he pushed the person over and the person just fall and die. I was like, oh my god, well done, you.
but
He was
the
like,
thing is
he
that,
was like at the end, like, I don't care already. I only left two people who give a shit what they think, right? Let them see
but
what
the
I
thing
made
is that
of.
I know why. Denise, I know why you missed the first two episodes. That's why you have no idea.
Yes, after Wen Kai told me because it was committed of fraud, right?
He
Then I
embezzled.
was like,
He embezzled his
oh,
clients' money.
that means he is
Yeah.
smart and ruthless at the same time.
Yes,
Lovely.
he will lie. He will lie, cheat, do whatever it is to get
And
where he
then his
wanted to
face
go.
is so like, yeah, let's do it. We can do it together. Oh my god, god. Oh,
So
it's the biggest
there's
shock in
plenty
the
of people
world.
out in the real world. There's plenty of people like that outside,
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
And that's the worst thing. All these people should
and,
just
and that's why
know.
this is one of the reasons why people are not watching it because they can relate to some
I
of the
know,
things.
I know
Like,
what you mean.
in
Like,
the office, they're
relate.
like, shit, there's this person in my office is like him, just like him. Then there's another person who's like just like the snakehead. But at least I know the snakehead. I know what to do with the snakehead. I can avoid the snakehead. But this person, I don't know whether it's this,
And then the 456 at A still want to show mercy and say never mind, let him leave. If it's me, I tell you, I step until he die. And then the childhood friends are more.
No, you see
Okay,
the
never
thing.
mind. So depressing.
the
Yeah, but
thing-
it's emotionally involved, lah. Yeah.
No, but the thing is people will only be present to what they are present to themselves. If you are not a crook, you will not see the crook in somebody else. If you are a crook, then
Yes,
you
I
will
do. I have
somebody
devious
else.
thoughts all the time, but I don't take out on them. That's like if it's like 456. I tell you, if I'm 456, I will kill the person already because because right now you're in a game where you're supposed to be the only one surviving anyway, right? And then number two, he has already crossed me, not double crossed me, but like triple, quadruple. I don't know how many times crossed already. And then some childhood friends, 什么敲你的头啊，我跟你讲 angry.com, I tell you.
The thing about 456 is that he is intrinsically good. Okay, he has done bad things. Okay, but he's intrinsically good. And because he's intrinsically good, that's what he sees in his friend, that he sees hope in his friend, that his friend can change, because that's what he's present to himself.
He's intrinsically, but he's also intrinsically stupid, then, and naive.
Yes.
Then now I
Beyond
realize
hope already.
that's why I resonate with the doll so much.
What is it? Oh yeah, because you just stand there and then kill people, right? Like,
Because in my mind, what I'm thinking is it's their choice. They make the choice. You know, they left the game and then they come back.
I
So
know,
they
my husband
make
told
their
me
choice. So
that.
they play by the rules, law. If they die, then they die lah.
Correct.
You
So
would
the
see-
moment when I knew that they came back, right, I was feeling less sorry. Then I was like, since you chose this, then you already know. The first time
Yeah.
you came in, okay, you can say you don't know what the game is about and so sadistic, but you come back again means you know what you're in for, then you just die lah. Especially the 456 friend should die, immediately die, I tell you.
I'm just listening to our lady friends here, and it's like hearing for their first time. They're like, so you die. Okay, you just deserve to die. You deserve to die.
There's a reason why they say hell has no fury like a
Yes.
woman's gone.
Yes,
You
really.
cross me once is because you are stupid. You cross me twice, then the blame is on me, you know. Of course I should die. I'll take the candy and stab him to die. Whatever, just die lah. Walao. He has no hope already. I mean, of course, we hope that everybody can change for the better, but under such horrible circumstances and the friend also never changed means he's hopeless. He's not going to change.
Yeah,
So he
but you
should
see,
just die.
the thing about the show is they need to maintain the integrity of the character.
Mm.
Of course, I
He's-
know.
Because the thing is, if he switches at the end, if he did not do that in the end, right, it will take away his likability. You will
Yeah,
stop
then
looking.
people will be like, yeah, you deserve to die also lah because you kill your friend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know, at that point in time when he did that, I didn't think that he was kind or nice. I just think he's stupid boy. You are stupid boy.
Yeah,
That's
but
what I
then
was thinking.
you see the thing is when you
But that was me lah.
stupid, you want to sayang him more.
No, I didn't. I just say you also deserve to die because you're so stupid. You deserve to be killed also, right? I mean, like if you're so stupid, people cross you so many times already, you still want to help the person, then you deserve to drown with the person. Whatever it is.
Walao.
I mean, okay, never mind. This one, my character is like that one. People say I'm very nice, but you actually deep inside, I'm actually not very nice one. Okay. If you cross me twice, you just die.
What do you
You
learn?
just die. Then my new mic, right? My new mic is so picking up. Just die.
Okay,
Besides,
so what's the second question again?
stupid, yeah.
Yes. What's
Besides the
your
character being
takeaway?
stupid, very stupid, what do you learn?
Oh, what do you learn?
What do you
else?
learn? They deserve to
What do you
die.
get from watching the show?
The candy is yummy. You need to lick the candy.
You mean the honeycomb? Is it what candy?
No, the dalgona candy. The one with the shape on it. Then whoever get the umbrella is a shit, right?
I thought there
Future
was a
need to
honeycomb.
change. Oh, okay.
Is it? I
No,
don't know.
not honeycomb. It's a dalgona candy. It's a very
Oh,
old
is it?
school candy. Yeah, old childhood Korean candy.
Have you had it before?
Never, but it features heavily in some of the reality games also lah. Then the older reality players they will talk about this.
Oh, okay.
It's a homemade thingy. It's like you know our Chinese 麦芽糖 malt
Yeah.
candy. Yeah, it's a little bit like that. It's like a malt candy.
Okay.
So it can be stretched into different shapes lah. So lick faster. That's what I learned. Okay, I don't know. I must correct my thoughts. All I'm thinking in my head now is die. Okay, never mind. Somebody else go first, please. I need to breathe.
Okay, quick. What do you learn?
Okay, I can go because mine should be very fast. What I learned is every choice that you make has a consequence, no matter what it is, direct or indirect consequence. There's always a consequence, and that's life. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's what I learned. Yes. So they choose to play in the game, so they have to abide by the rules and
Especially
they will
since they
die.
return, right? Especially since they
Yes.
return. Yeah. I mean, if I didn't
Yeah.
know, I'd be like, okay, I didn't know, like, you know. Okay, never
And the
mind. Okay,
game
what
is very
else?
smart. They use the word eliminated. They didn't use the word kill or they will die. They
Yeah,
actually
what's
in
up? Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, and the coffee with the ribbon is like such a sadistic touch. Why would you put a bloody
Oh
ribbon there?
yeah.
What's wrong with you?
That's quite funny
like,
actually.
like, oh,
But this,
lovely, you have been eliminated. Here you go home in the ribbon. Actually, no, don't go home also
Yeah,
because
they
they are
burn.
harvested for their organs, right? Or they are like burned or whatever, cremated.
No, no, only those that didn't die were harvested. Those that
Even worse, you see, rather die. Die is better.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Chuno, you go first.
I don't know. I'm just so traumatized by this. Die, 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 kill, kill, kill. You deserve to die. I can't think of anything. I seriously. But I can only add on to what Rachel has said. I think life is okay. I just want to just say life, even though I how would I put it? The moment we are born, the moment on this earth, it's a big game already, and
mm,
the rest of our life is just a series of choices that we make, and each choice will lead to something that's going to happen, and how we decide on what choice we make will reflect on us as a person. So if I look at the, the whole show and how these people are in there, it's just a series of choices that they made to get them to where they were in the end. And that's life too for us.
A
Where we're going
series
to
of
hit to.
unfortunate events.
Yeah. So at the end, whether we are going to be what we're going to reach our goal, whether we end up whichever way, it is a result of all the choices we make along the way. So I even for those people that eventually ended up in the game and then decided to choose to play in the game, they actually created their situation such that they were forced to go into the game. They could have not be slapped, or they even before that they could have handled their money properly, or they could have not gambled. They could have a lot of things. It's a result of all the choices they have made. And so in life, whoever looking at this and just watching from a third as like a third party, I think you're going to watch the show again. Think about what would you have done if you are in it, because then you will learn more. Okay, I don't know whether I answered that question, but that's what I'm
mm.
saying.
Mm.
And it's
Douglas,
back to
how about
you.
you? No, Douglas, how about you?
No, see, actually, I felt a little bit depressed at the directness of the show
I know,
because
right?
I see the show reflecting how life is. Like Chunho said that life is a game. Life is one big game, and then life is a series of games. And then there are in an environment like this, of course, in the show, the Squid Game is an ultimate win-lose game. For someone to win, somebody else has to lose, and in this case, everybody else has to lose
Everybody else has to lose,
yeah,
yes.
for that one person to win. Okay, and so they were eliminated. Okay, if you don't take the direct literal interpretation of death, if you look at the games, okay, I see each of the games being set up for certain situations that actually occur in our lives. The first game is like school, okay, everybody's racing to the finish line. Okay, some will make it, some will not.
Literally.
Some will not, and then you just and some will cannot make it, but try to drag you back and stop you from making it.
Yeah, and
And
then the teacher will turn around and stare at you, and then die,
and
die, 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 die.
yeah, so there was such a reflection of
Feel.
school. There was such a reflection of school. The game is set up, okay, and you know, so it was the first game. It's just like all of us when we went to school, we were clueless. We had absolutely no idea what hit us. Okay, until
We have
20.
absolutely no idea we're gonna die.
And by then some would have made it, some would not. Okay, and everything else in between. Then the second game, the licking game, okay, was okay how we figure things out. right? The licking game.
They were not looking.
And there was deception. No, they put a needle in there.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was the distraction. Okay, that was a distraction when and because of the needle, and you think about how we are distracted by certain things in life, and then we go into that box thinking that that's the way to solve it when actually, and then we stop thinking about other ways. Then the third game was the tug of war, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
the
that
game was
was.
a tug of war, and the tug of war was okay. We put together people together, so then there's work. You have teams, and then you compete against each other, organization against organization, and then the fourth game was
Is it the
the
marble? Sorry.
ultimate betrayal. Your
It's
best
a
friend,
betrayal game.
okay,
Yeah.
your best friend, your best
And
friend.
it's set up, right? Because the game previously is about teamwork. So everybody is there in
Correct.
that framework. Like the needle in the framework.
And then they
Teamwork,
take.
teamwork, teamwork.
But you see, the thing is that's what we do too in our lives. Okay, we go into an
Yeah.
experience and then we get a learning from the experience. We take that lesson from the experience, go into the next experience, and then it totally could be something different.
And then you get rocks in your
Yeah.
pouch. Okay.
So that game was about friendship and betrayal. Okay, and our values around that. And then the final game was really the maze. Okay, we have a similar we have a similar game in our programs. Okay, the maze. Okay,
I
and
think the
and
Oh,
maze
by
I
the way,
didn't
the
watch.
in our game,
The maze I didn't
the
watch.
game that we have in our program, people don't die. Okay.
we don't die. People don't die.
Yeah.
If people die, you will be in jail by now. And
So
anyway, even if people die, you also cannot tell people that other people die in a program.
that's
What are
not.
you talking about?
Okay, you guys came out alive. So to me it was such a reflection of life. You can't get out. We can't get out. We can't actually we can get out, but most of us getting out takes far too much effort than playing the game. Or getting out of the rat race, which is one of the games, okay, requires a significant amount of effort. And between the alternative and playing in the rat race, a lot of people prefer to play in the rat race. So it was so the entire show was to me such a reflection. Of course, they did things very literally and they pushed to limits. But if you take away all the gore and all the extreme, right? I feel that, hey, welcome. We are all, a lot of us are in a squid game in our lives, making choices that sometimes have consequences that other people will suffer from.
Hmm.
So that was my lesson from that was my reflection from the show, and I was like very depressed after that. Oh
Well,
my,
okay.
I was
yeah.
very depressed also.
Mm.
I knew
Denise
I'll
is
be
the only
very
one.
depressed watching this kind of show. Because every time I watch this kind of show, I'm like, why do you want to do this against each other? What's wrong with you all? Like rats like that, become like rats. Okay, so anyway, lesson from the story. What did I learn? The first thing is about, I also want to talk about consequences, but from a different angle. I realized that from the show, right, like what Rachel and Chunho have shared, every consequence every step, every decision that you make leads you onto a path. And what I have learned in that show is that the longer you take to correct, the larger and more painful that correction is going to become. So it's like that, right? You step one step away, two step, three step, okay, still can come back. The moment you're so far away to come back, it takes a lot more effort. That is the reason why a lot of people still stay on the path that they're on, because it takes so much more effort to make a correction. So anytime anything is not working out for you, just make the correction now, today. Don't wait until tomorrow. Tomorrow is too late. Okay, it's just gonna get harder and harder. And the second thing I learned is, if you're stupid, you should die. I'm just kidding. That's not what I mean. That's not what I mean. Oh no. Okay, so the second
Yeah,
the second
right.
thing,
If you're stupid, serve you right.
I cannot say that lah. What if I'm not very smart also? So you got
No,
stupid
I'm saying
how?
I'm
Wow.
saying what you are saying. If you're stupid, you should die. If you're stupid,
It's
serve you
this
right.
okay. It's just saucier way of saying that if you make certain choices, you deserve your consequences at the end of the day, lah, right? But okay, dying aside, right? What I realized is that it made me it is not a lesson I learned, but it made me question my own humanity. And as a person and my core and my character, that if something like that were to happen to me, what would I do? Because I know that okay, I am kind, I'm empathetic, but at the same time, I'm also realistic and practical. And I know that there are certain limits that I will push to survive, for sure. But at the same time, I will feel very sorry. So I do not know which part of me will end up. So I do not ever want to be in that situation. Okay, that's the second thing that I learned. It made me question myself lah. There was one other thing that I learned also, but I forget already after talking so much about dying. But yeah, that's about it. It made me really question myself. And okay, so obviously, if you're watching with somebody, you're gonna turn around to the person beside you and like, hey, what would you do if you're in that situation? So obviously, the person for me was Wen Kai, right? And then after that, we were watching the horrible marble game, and then inside the marble game, there was a couple, right? Right,
Yeah.
and the husband came out and survived. I was discussing with him like, what if we had a couple? It's so horrible. We have to choose one person to die. So I told him that he should leave. Not he should die. He should leave because it's a maximizer. Like the possibility of me surviving the game until the end is much lower than his. So I should just die. If not, the both of us die together. What's the point, right? At least one person was
Maybe
survived.
that's what the guy thought also. That's why he was there. But
He
then
didn't
after
deal with the
that, he
guilt.
killed himself. Yeah. Yeah.
Then it's a waste of my death lah. 我要去死啦 even worse. haven't even got through the next stage. You die already. It's a double waste of my.
So maybe the moral of that part is that money is not everything. Money cannot replace the guilt that's
Then
inside. Yeah.
he tried to ask them all to stop the game, but nobody else wanted ma. Correct. They all like, no lah, like that. Oh, it's a
So
disaster.
invested.
It was just a disaster. But and anyway, you need to have at least half one. Oh yeah, the third
Half?
thing I learned, half people to say they want to get out to stop the game, right? That was
Majority.
one of the rules, right? At least
Majority.
more than half, ma. At least more than half, lah.
Yes.
And the last thing I learned, I remember already. It was this scene that stayed with me where the 456 saw the friend push somebody down right from the bridge, and then he was struck with the realization that his friend is a piece of shit after all. And then he still turned around like, how could you do that? How could you do that to the person? Why? The lesson that I learned from this is there's no need to ask. The person is just a piece of shit. That's all. Move on, okay? Move on and find a way so that he dies faster than you. Because it is horrible to say that, but if you think about it, I killed the person. Maybe I'm not a very nice person also, but I'm saving the world from a larger piece of shit than me. So then also
But
I
there
don't know
could be
lah.
a
That
higher
was
cause, there could be a higher purpose, right?
I
No,
don't
but
know,
the thing is that
so that was the thing I learned.
Denise, I
There's
just
no
want
need
to
to
add
question.
this. There's something in psychology for certain people is that they need closure, because if it's your friend and you have been with that friend for so long and you have known him since childhood, you have grew up with him, and you have to remember you missed the first two episodes, you know he helped this guy go to university, he helped the guy go to university.
So it was a
So
lot
he
of
did.
cognitive dissonance.
Yeah. So he cannot understand. So when his friend did that, he need to understand for himself what has happened to him.
And he needs
If
also
something
to
happened.
know that he didn't invest in the wrong person.
Yeah.
Because that makes him, then that he needs to acknowledge that his own stupidity.
Yeah.
Yes, it's fine. I will deal with all that, but my lesson from it was focus on what needs to be done first, which is make the person die first, and then after that you deal with all that later, later, yeah. And then you know what? You never kill the guy, right? And then in the end, the girl also died because he went to slash the throat, ma. Correct. The 456 friend.
I think maybe if you had watched the first two episodes, you might have had a different opinion.
Yeah.
Because you would have, because you didn't develop, you came in halfway, you didn't develop you didn't experience the foreplay. You just went
No, but
straight
I have
to
this
the
ability to switch it off. I can box my emotions and say, okay, later I will deal with you later. You go to the corner first. Because it's
But
a
I think
survival,
that guy has hope. I think that guy has hope
Yeah,
that the
what
other
Douglas
person
said
will
lah.
change.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but there's no more hope already. It's all gone. So many games already. 5 games after so many games. The last game already.
Yeah, but then again, you have to say he didn't see the way he played the marble game.
Mm.
Okay, marble
But he
game aside, he saw
knew.
the bridge what?
He also knew that, that guy chose the triangle without telling him. He could have helped
Yeah,
him.
he
Yeah, but
could
he
have, he
didn't.
knew, suspect,
Yes.
but he gave him the benefit of doubt.
Mm.
And then the number also, the number on the vest. Remember the bridge, the number on the vest. He also never like, I'm going to choose this number. Why don't you choose like similar? This is my idea. Never.
Yeah.
You also just go and chiong and then take the number and then still look at the friend like, oh, I got this number. You didn't. What the fuck? Just die already. Okay. So anyway, that was how I learned. I learned that it was at that moment. The first thought that came to mind was, regardless of how you feel at that moment, you need to survive. So you deal with the survival first, which is whatever is necessary at that point in time, and then you can deal with the emotions later on. It must be dealt with still lah, but later on lah. So anyway, that was what I learned also. So yeah. Okay lah. Yes.
Remind me
It
not
was
to
a
get
very
into a
human
sink.
thing that came out. It was all the human things that came out for me lah, honestly.
Yeah. Remind me not to get into a sinking boat with Denise. She'll just throw me off the boat and say, "No, you die."
Survival first, you go.
No, but because if Chuna never do anything to me, then I'll be like, okay, you know what? Let's try to work this out together, right? But if he really tried to throw me off the boat already, then obviously I'll be off the because he will win, right? But if he had already tried to throw me off the boat and then fail, it means that he's going to try again, what? Then should I throw him first, lah? like I don't do it if it's not done to me, but if it is really done to me, I'll retaliate.
Okay.
Yeah,
How
that's all I want to say. So don't throw me off the boat. Or at least if you throw me off the boat, make sure you succeed. You don't give me a chance to come back. It's like what they say, what if you have enemies, make sure they die. Don't half like that. Then they come and then one day, late at night, you think you are safe and suddenly I'm painting a very horrible picture of myself today. Okay, anyway, yeah. But it's the truth. But of course I won't do that to you lah if you don't I
Yeah.
believe in tit for tat.
I believe everyone has a dark side. It's
Of
just how much you.
course.
Yeah.
And you must be able to face your dark side.
Yes.
Dark side. Chicken side. I mean dark side. Yeah, you must be able to face it and know when it's useful at times also actually.
But the thing is, I think all of us have a price point. All of us
For
price
sure.
tag, okay, of where that line is, and maybe for a lot of us, we have not reached that line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're in a
Yeah.
very comfortable environment. What? So homework for the viewers, think about your price point. What would entice you to get into such a horrible game? If you
I
already
think I
know
don't want
what
to
is
get.
in
I
store,
don't want to get to the point where I have to make that choice.
precisely.
Yeah. It's
But
about.
some people,
Yeah, okay. Anyway, before you go on, this remind me of some on radio. I heard this. The DJ was asking people calling in. If I were to give you $1 million, would you break up with your boyfriend? He said, no. How? If I break up, how would I know? I will find another person. And then the DJ asked, what if I raise it out of 10 million? The person was stunned.
I will break up. I never say cannot get back together. What? Just break up
Yeah.
lah. And then after that, get the money and then get back together again.
no lah. If you get back together, then you have to give up the money.
Yeah.
Then just be
Get
together.
together.
Don't get married, lor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe
There's
there's a
always-
clause that says that you cannot see each other and all that.
Yeah.
That kind of thing lah.
Anyway, yeah. So
it's
there's a
nothing
price
new
point.
lah.
So anyway, what I'm saying, I agree with Douglas that there's a price point. Even the fella that went in so righteous said, no, not do this because I will not. How do I know the next person is better? Or this person and all this. Then once it goes to 10 million, the person just stunned.
Never
Who was
say never because you never know. Really.
Who was that?
Some
It
caller
was
lah.
a
Radio.
caller calling into the radio.
Not in
Channel.
the Squid Game lah.
No lah. Speaking of ask people
This
to
is Singapore.
ask
This is
people
a
to break
radio
up with each
show.
other.
It was in Singapore radio 978 8987.
Everybody has a price point. Everybody.
So somebody sent this meme that
Meme.
to me. Is it? You think so? There was two. There was a man and a woman talking, and then the woman asked the guy, "You think I'm a whore?" And then the guy and then the guy responded, "Everyone's a whore, Grace. We just sell different parts of ourselves."
It's true.
And it's like, yeah, that's true.
It's true.
So
For the,
depressing. My goodness.
It's just the word that we have, the connotation of the word hall that we have. Once you
Yeah.
remove your connotation to different words, right, it doesn't mean anything anymore already.
yeah,
It's
so
just a
we all
word.
point.
It's
Okay.
okay. At least be a sexy whore. Get a lot of money. If you're going to whore yourself out, at least get a lot of money, please, okay? Or at least whore it out for whatever that you want to get back and not just anyhow. Aiya. Okay, anyway, such a depressing. Talk about the screaming, so depressed. You see lah, I haven't even watched the whole series, so depressed already. I realized that I didn't. When you talk about certain games, I didn't watch like the green light, red light. I didn't watch the episode because, yeah, I didn't. Then the licking game, I mean the candy game also, didn't watch. I only watched the one with the
It's
marbles,
like you almost watch everything.
the glass
Go back
bridge,
and watch. Go back and watch. It's quite interesting one.
the marbles
Yeah.
and the glass bridge. What else is there?
The
The
tug
very
of war.
last one, the very last game, the one where they were in the rain.
Yeah, the third game was the tug of war. The
I thought what
fourth
they
game.
watched.
Why? Then you didn't watch a lot of games.
I
Then
watched
Yeah,
the
you
half.
need to watch.
That means I watched 3
Yeah,
games. Oh.
you need to go back and watch. You need to watch those games.
Yeah.
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 I will think about it. Makes me depressed. I only watched
Shall
3
we do
games. There's
last
so many things to
words?
say. Oh, last
Okay.
words of disaster. I have so many words to say. Okay. Later I'll force those I listen to my refer. Like half an hour refer. Are you ready for half an hour refer? Okay. No, last words. Okay. Douglas or Chuno go first.
Let's go first.
Very difficult. I don't have last words. Um very difficult. Rachel, go first.
Wow. Just now talk for so much now. Okay, let me.
Precisely,
I'm
we
going
have
to
to
stick
condense it
to.
into last words. So difficult. So many things to say.
Yeah. I'm going to go back to my learning points because I truly believe that that's the gist of it. You know, every choice that we make has a consequence. And I like the part Denise mentioned about making corrections. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So that's it.
Yeah, I
Mm.
actually I agree with Rachel. I mean, that's my last word as well. It's about choices, and I think the game that show reflect it kind of brought people into and get them to think about themselves if they were in such a situation. What would they do? What will be the choices they will pick as well? So and it's going to be a lot of us. It's going to be difficult, and that's why it's kind of disturbing. And so in life, really is about the choices because that whatever choice we make is going to result in the consequence, and sometimes we may not like the consequence. We pick a choice that um, may not be the best for ourselves, and sometimes we are forced into situations but we have to make the best out even the choice that we can make and make the best out the consequence and then see what we can make it beneficial in the end and and life like that too
Mm.
and whoever is watching please okay don't go and quit your job tomorrow just because Denise said just make a correction now.
That is not what I meant, okay?
Okay, that's all I have.
Okay, I have my last words ready.
Okay,
And
go.
and it's about games. I think okay. So back to what I was sharing earlier. Okay, I think thanks Rachel for triggering that. Life's a game. Life's a game, and there are going to be many games that we're going to play in this big game called life. And I think the biggest thing would be to We need to understand the mechanics of the games that we are going to get into and play. Okay, and not get caught up in the game, but rather understand what the game is and decide whether, number one, whether we want to play that game, okay, and number two, how we can play that game. And in the same way that I think some of you said, never ever get into that situation where we have to make choices, difficult choices like that. Okay, and I think it's, don't get into a game where we will be trapped. Okay, where we will be trapped and be compelled to make the types of choices that we never ever want to make. So recognize the game as it is, and the games, there are rules of the games. There are the other people, players in the game. Okay, whether and there are objectives and problems that need to be solved in the game, and sometimes the problems that need to be solved are win-lose problems, where for someone to win, somebody else has to lose. Okay, and then that's the environment of the game. So it's really look at the games, understand the games, and then make a choice before getting into the game, and not be caught up in the game. Yeah, so don't be caught up in the game. Understand the game. Okay, Denise.
Okay, this is not my last words. This is not my last words. But to what Chunho said just now about the correction thing, where I'm not asking you guys to just quit your job immediately. Make small corrections first, whether it's learning how to say no to certain tasks that's being thrown your way that you don't have to do, or doing out a resume or looking for a new job first before you just quit your old job. Unless you have a huge nest egg, then yeah lah, you can consider. Okay. My last words are. My last words, don't be an idiot lah. That's what I can say. Like, seriously, don't be an idiot. That's the last words. Just don't be an idiot. I want to say don't be a CB. Oh, I would just that's very horrible. Yeah, really. Just don't be an idiot lah, really. Just don't be an idiot that is either too hopeful or whatever. Just don't be an idiot. I cannot think of anything else to say. It's too hard to condense it. If you need people to slap some sense, you come and look for me. I will whack some sense into you immediately.
Oh, no. Then you're creating the first game where you.
No, but at least mine is up front. Yeah, mine is up front. Oh yeah, correct. That's true. But they came to be slapped. Also, we are like they made the consequence to come back into the game, right?
Yeah, the game is also like that, right?
Precisely.
Okay.
You know you're going to be slapped, but at least they know the game you're going to be slapped. So, no lah, just don't be an idiot lah. That's all I can say. Yeah. So many things to say. Just don't be an idiot. Yeah, just don't be an idiot. That's all. I can't tell anything to say.
Okay, many times already we get it. Okay, don't be an idiot.
Just don't be an idiot, okay, people. If you want to be less of an idiot, just watch Ouch My Money or any of the other shows. Or just drop us an DM if you think you're being too much of an idiot and you need some sense taught into you.
Yeah, Denise will slap some sense to you.
No. Please specify what kind of person, what kind of guidance you need. Do you need like the loving touch? Then you please look for somebody like maybe Douglas. If you want the pragmatic touch, then you can look for Rachel or Chunho. If you want the one kick your ass, please look for me. You can specify your demands, okay? Yeah, anyway, that's it for today. Thanks for joining us. If you haven't watched the Squid Game yet, you can go and watch it. Don't be an idiot, and then we will see you.
And subscribe, like, share.
Oh, we must do the ASMR. Like, share, and subscribe. And switch on your notification bell because we are having it once every 2 weeks. Ouch, my bye.
We're gonna slap you. So better
Like, share, and subscribe. If not, we will slap you. We must do ASMR sound. Got sound or not?
Yeah,
Got a bit. Yeah.
Oh, got a bit,
Yeah. Yo. Okay.
2 weeks later. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.